Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining Safal 2025. My name is Ali Shahidi, and I'm presenting work I did with Dr. Usha Lakshmanan at Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. Today, I want to talk about a methodological challenge that's particularly relevant for psycholinguistic research in South Asian languages, what we are calling the Gender Congruency Confound in the Implicit Association Test, or IAT. So, the IAT is this hugely influential tool in psychology that measures implicit biases by looking at response times when people sort words into categories. It's been adapted into dozens of languages worldwide, including several South Asian languages like Hindi, Urdu, or others. But here's the problem. Many South Asian languages have grammatical gender systems. In Hindi and Urdu, every noun is either masculine or feminine, and when you adapt the IAT into these languages, the grammatical gender of the words themselves can speed up or slow down responses, completely independent of the actual bias you're trying to measure. What's surprising is that despite widespread use of the IAT across South Asia, there has been no systematic protocol for controlling this linguistic confound. Researchers have been translating these tests without really addressing how grammatical gender might contaminate the results. So, what we did was investigate this using two of languages of Afghanistan, Dari and Pashto. What made this comparison perfect for us is that Dari is genderless, no grammatical gender at all, but Pashto has a robust masculine-feminine gender system, similar to what you see in Hindi. This gave us a controlled environment where we are looking at the same social-cultural sphere, the same participants in terms of cultural background, but different linguistic structures. We gave 96 native speakers a gender career IAT, and we were meticulous about the Pashto adaptation, controlling for word frequency, etymology, semantic equivalence, and crucially tracking the grammatical gender of every stimulus. And what we found provides direct empirical evidence. In Pashto, participants responded about 200 milliseconds faster when the grammatical gender of a stimulus word matched the grammatical gender of the category label. So if career is masculine in Pashto, they were faster sorting masculine career words than feminine career words, even though both are equally related to careers conceptually. This was highly significant, and 200 milliseconds is not trivial. That's the same magnitude as effects researchers interpret as genuine implicit bias. So if you're running an IAT in Hindi, let's say, or any gendered South Asian language, without controlling for this, you could be measuring grammar instead of attitudes. So based on this, we have three practical recommendations. First, detect the gender congruency effect early in your adaptation process. Before running your main study, annotate the grammatical gender of all your stimuli, whether you're working in Hindi or Bengali or whatever. Run pilot tests specifically to check for these processing speed differences. This should be standard practice. Second, control for it in your design. Try to balance masculine and feminine words across your stimulus categories. Now, we know this isn't always possible. Sometimes the best semantic equivalent just happens to be masculine or feminine. But when you can't balance it perfectly, at least include grammatical gender as a predictor in your statistical models so you can separate linguistic effects from conceptual associations. Third, don't rely solely on response time measures. Use converging methods like eye tracking, ERPs, semantic priming paradigms, methods that give you multiple lines of evidence that aren't as vulnerable to morphological confounds. The broader point here is about methodological rigor in cross-linguistic research. South Asia has this incredibly rich linguistic diversity, and if we want to do valid comparative work on social cognition across this region, we need to understand how language structure interacts with our measurement instruments. So to wrap it up, we have provided empirical evidence that the gender congruency effect is a real methodological artifact in a South Asian language, and we are proposing a framework for how to address it. Thank you very much, and I'm happy to discuss this further, and enjoy the rest of Safal 2025.